He has an interesting story. Just let him tell the story. Don't ask any questions.
Yes, why don't you tell me an interesting story without asking any questions before you cough into the microphone?
Don't cough into the microphone. Stop!
Well, it started, maybe I was 12 years old, and found myself strangely attracted to women. And ever since then, I don't know, it's very interesting. But then many years later, and many moons, all this fancy equipment that you see over there was located in our rehearsal studio.
Location unknown.
Location is known. Screw that. 2126 East Tioga Street.
Oh my God.
That's
in
right.
Philadelphia?
In Philadelia.
Historic
You suck!
Richmond.
Yeah, and so one day I get a call from the owner. Just one call, missed call, no message. So I call him back later.
Sorry.
Yeah, and turns out everything of mine was stolen. About $18,000 worth of equipment. And they just punched a hole through the wall, no security, no forced entry into the building. Nobody wanted to call the cops, definitely looked like an inside job.
Did not touch the drums, thank you very much.
Yeah.
If you're watching, thank you, I appreciate that.
There was a hideous logo.
Thank you for not burglaring my drums. Burglaring.
Yeah, and so everything was nice and stolen, and no leads. Until the morons who stole it decided to try to sell some of that gear on Craigslist, and a friend of the band who's in another band located this ad and forwarded it to me, so I made up a fake email address and emailed the guy. I was Steve J305, that was me.
That was you made up your
How
own
did you
name.
come up with that?
It was completely random, you know, I wanted to make a believable looking email address, so 305 could look like a birthday. You know, and
that's brilliant.
Thank you. And so, you know, I respond to the ad. The ad said, like, I just want $16.50 for this amp. It's like this rare German import. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
Was that, wait a minute, what did the ad
Is it
say?
here today?
Yes, it is. So the ad said.
Can we interview the amp?
Yes. The ad said the Engel 100-watt power amp for sale, $16.50, cash only, good condition like new. So I'm like, oh gee, I wonder whose that is. So I emailed the guy, I'm like, hey man, so is $16.50 the final price, or can I do like a trade on some cash, lower the price, and do you have a serial number? He's like, nah man, cash only, but I can lower the price a little, no serial number. So he emailed from his real name, so right away I looked him up. The guy worked 2 blocks away from where the burglary took place.
Dumbass.
Yeah, exactly. Really should not have been working
We
there.
should also repeat that a friend of yours actually saw the ad first.
Yeah,
and
so
told
a
you.
lot of people, a lot of bands were on the lookout, so thank you very much everybody, wherever I'm pointing to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and,
even forwarded
Pointing to
that.
Siberia.
yeah, exactly, see, everybody.
The country.
And so yeah, and I started talking to the guy, and the guy did not know how to speak English very well, so I dumped myself down quite a bit also. Started using broken grammar, cursing a lot, no punctuation, you know, and it was very believable. And you know, I just rambled, made no sense, and he fell for it. And so I pretty much had him bring the amp to my house with 2 detectives waiting there, and Jesse was there, and my martial arts instructor was there, and he was pretending to be Steve J305, that was my martial arts teacher, as the 2 cops, Jesse and I, were hiding behind a wall, and these 2 big fat guys show up.
Both named Lou. Oh, can we say that?
God damn
Yeah,
it,
that's
Jesse.
okay. First.
Suck.
Edit that out in post.
That's right.
Yeah, we will, but it's
And,
first name. Just the first name's fine.
Yeah, and the cops cuff him right away, and the guy's like, oh, well, we didn't know it was stolen. Oh, yeah, sir, I don't have any ID. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, and then they said where the rest of the stuff was at a buddy's house of theirs, and then we just drove over there, picked all of it up, and that was excellent. And they are retarded.
So what did the guy's face look like when you walked out?
Were they just really big fans? And then when I saw
They were very big. I don't know if they were fans, but they're definitely very, very big. And so yeah, actually what my martial arts instructor was saying, because one guy walks in, this big guy, and he was telling me afterwards how he was thinking, all right, do I go for the leg? Like he was. Then I saw the even fatter guy walks in behind him. He's like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to pull out all the tricks for this one. But it all worked out. But the best moment, the most excellent moment happened when we were all sitting upstairs screwing around. The 2 cops were like, you know, laughing and blah, 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 being very unprofessional. And all they brought with them, the cops, all they had is just a printout of the Craigslist ad. That is the only formal documentation they had of the burglary. But anyway, besides that, so we're all waiting, joking around, and then the doorman calls up and says, oh, Steve, he was in on it. Lou is on his way up.
Bleep.
Yeah, exactly. And all of us just shut up, and we get in our hiding positions, and everyone's waiting. And at that wonderful moment, one of the officers' cell phones goes off with the most obnoxious, loud ringtone, some crap like La Cucaracha. Everyone just loses their composure, and then knock, 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 knock. And he's like, oh, trying to turn off the cell phone.
We should do a reenactment of this.
It was very good. Yeah, and so now there's going to be a preliminary hearing. The first one was already postponed because the officers did not show up to it on time.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're kidding me.
Philly's finest right there, you know?
Yeah, they were really cool guys, but I think they didn't care too much about, being timely and doing things. But they were pretty awesome. If I was a cop, that's how I'd want to be also.
But on time.
Well, good thing I'm not.
Bro, you don't hear too many ringtones these days. It seems to me everyone has their phone on vibrate now.
Yeah, that was just, he must have like an extra speaker there or something. That was like, oh.
What did the guy's face look like when he first walked out and he realized he was busted?
Very fat. But after that, it looked very surprised and still very fat.
Like,
yeah.
that is
and
so
then
funny.
they're just, sitting there glass-eyed, like they look so guilty. And the fact, that when the officer cuffed them, told them the stuff was stolen, they weren't even like surprised. They were like, yes. They just already knew. They were just waiting what someone else was going to say. So it was just very obvious that, from my opinion, that they were lying and that they did it and they knew exactly who stole it if it wasn't them.
What was their story if it wasn't them?
The guy said, oh yeah, someone just brought, how South Philly is, someone just brought it into my work, which isn't even in South Philly. And, I just bought it off him, I was trading stuff. It's just kind of funny that this
Why would you buy an
guy,
amp?
who did not look, very successful in his career or in his endeavors, would just have 18,000 cash laying around to just buy random high-end custom guitar equipment to sell, which he does not even know what it is. So, But that's his story, and he's sticking to it, so good luck to him.
You stick to it, fat ass. You stick to it.
It was very fat.
Jail cell stick to his fat ass.
Yeah.
Boing!
Yeah, he was like at least like 3 or 4 Jessies.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going if I keep gaining weight.
Yeah, you're nowhere near their size yet, man. You got a long way to go. At least like 2.5 of you, man. At least. At least.
Who's Fat Louie? Fat Louie.
Yeah.
Right, now were they hipsters?
I had a guinea pig named Fat Louie.
I don't know. I didn't like them much, but maybe. I'd say they were more like the tattooed up fat guy kind of look.
Parkour!
Yeah.
Were they in metalcore bands? Do you know? Or?
They just denied any association with music. Even they were just playing it dumb,
That's a big
saying like,
lie.
"We don't know
That's
what
a
this
big
stuff
lie.
is. We don't know anyone."
Bunch of
So,
bullshit.
like I said, nothing. There's no. Well, let's just say nothing is settled right now. So, those are just the facts.
But there
We're
will
all glad
be.
you got your stuff back.
there will
And
be
especially me.
Right.
I'm very
There's been
glad.
many bands that lost their stuff and never got
Yeah,
it back.
so I heard a lot of horror stories, just people emailing me every day, telling their horrible stories. That's pretty much what the police department said, like, yeah, you're not going to get, we're not even going to try to look for it. It's just a
Well,
wild
thank God your
mistake.
friend himself found him. Like, I know everybody was looking.
Yeah. So, that was most excellent.
Wow.
So,
you
thanks
call
everybody.
World's Dumbest and do a reenactment on World's Dumbest.
We should do a reenactment. It'd be
I
funny
want
as
to
shit.
reenact my
We'll just-
life on that show.
We'll just have to
we can do one episode with you guys.
Well, we get to meet
character.
Danny Bonaducci if we do that.
Oh,
Oh God! The second thought, not.
can he rejoin the Nut Hut if we do it? Can he reunite with Patty Steele and Lander in the morning?
All right, guys.
Oh God,
Focus.
I blew out my voice doing that horrible.
Can we
fun
interview the
fun.
singer now?
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I
let's
mean,
do it.
Oh, he's not the spokesperson.
he's
She
not
is.
the spokesperson.
I am
He just
the
had.
spokesperson.
No, no,
Screw you, man.
Yeah,
What the hell?
he had more reverb than that.
Sit down, girl.
What did I do?
Somebody get his medication, please.
Shoo at you.
So, regardless of what this fellow says, you definitely have a very big Judas
I
Priest and Iron
misinterpreted.
Maiden influence, right?
Can we interview the shoe?
Uh-huh.
We can, not too bad today.